Hey, James Willoughby here, bringing you another edition of What's Happening in the Austin Real Estate Market. Here we are in the second week of June. Statistics running through the 10th of June. We're calling that the end of week two, not quite the end of week two, but we are tracking it week by week and showing you what's happening. So let's jump right in and find out what's going on with inventory. Excuse me, active inventory is now up to 11,862. So that's the highest we've seen in multiple years. In fact, I think we tracked it all the way back to 2016. So about 8 years ago, we were in the same boat, or maybe it was 2015. But we'll show you that next week. But the important thing to know is that, yeah, we're at a high on inventory. And then we always track the new active listings, homes that go on the market. These are homes that went on last week versus homes that went pending and went under contract last week. So we had 1,037 new listings, new active listings that entered the market as the fresh, brand new, shiny new listing. And then we had 874 homes that went pending. So there's still a gap here in terms of what's going on versus what's coming off. So it's a little bit of a concern because when we go back to this chart, you can see we've been growing not huge every week, but we've been growing every week. And so now we went above 11,000, third week of May. Now we're at almost, 12,000. So the thing to be careful of if you're a seller in this market is to think that the summer market is everything, because I'm going to show you here that the summer market is actually nearly over. Let's go ahead and look at a couple other things before we jump in on that. So price reduction. So we look at these every week, and you can see that, the price reductions have jumped up there. We had 1,600, then it dropped down to under 1,400. But last week we had 1,734 price improvements, listings that were on the market that improved their price. So statistically, that's like 15%. So 15% of the market reprices itself nearly every week. So that's one thing to really pay attention to. That's a high for the year. And if you look at last year's graph, towards June, July, August, September is when a lot of price improvements happened because people's home didn't sell. So in terms of weeks of inventory, this is one that's kind of a tell-all, in my opinion, because it takes the homes that went pending last week, divide that into the total number for sale, and it gives you kind of the general health of the market in just one number. Okay, and that's the absorption rate, or how many weeks would it take to get rid of all the inventory. So you can see where it kind of jumped up several weeks in a row. In fact, we hit 14.17 weeks of inventory, and then last week it dropped. So and people are like, well, why would it have dropped? Well, because the week before we had fewer homes go pending. Therefore, this last week, we had more homes go pending, even though we had more inventory. The number of weeks of absorption is 13.57. Now, what's interesting, if I pull back here, there we go. If I put my cursor on there, it's always going to favor one graph or the other. But if you look below my cursor, you can see that 2 weeks ago it kind of spiked. So it follows the same pattern for whatever reason every year. So you see that it jumped up higher. Now, here's what's interesting. And here, if you're a seller right now, I want you to pay attention that if you were to take a straight line and run it through this graph here, which is last year's number, and you look at we're at the same exact trajectory this year, just a little bit higher, more inventory. Okay. Well, you can see that it's going up, right? And then you can see in September, it jumps in third week of August, it jumps quite a bit. And fourth week of August, and then September, and then you know what happens, in the holiday time period. So really, if you're selling your home, if you're not getting the traction, we're not seeing the number of people that you need to see to get your home sold. At this juncture, not only is it purely a price problem, but we need to do something about it really quick, because when the inventory starts jumping in August here and starts going up, that means the summer market is over with. So my opinion, okay, here's July, okay. My opinion is, other than the 4th of July weekend, there's nothing from here to the end of July that should slow us down. What that means is that we're in the best market we're going to see for the rest of the year. And if we're not getting showings and we're not getting offers, then that just means that we need to reassess the price. Unfortunately, a lot of your neighbors that are selling are already doing that, 15% of the market. So let's pay close attention. If you are currently listed with our team, I'd love for you to talk to your listing agent about your motivation and what we need to do to get your home sold. Of course, a lot of people are listening to this that are working with other realtors as well, and I would give you the same recommendation. So from here to the end of July, it's what I call the no excuse market. Other than 4th of July weekend, or maybe week, I guess this year, there's going to be no excuses for the market to not perform other than your competition beating you out. And this is a beauty contest, so whatever numbers we thought the home would sell for on the front end may have shifted. Every week we get a new batch of inventory. As you can see, every week some of them go away. So it may be time to reassess where you're at this juncture. Anyway, until next week, have a good one, and let's talk again. Thanks. Take care.